What's going on, guys? My name is Shane Kipper. Today we're talking about content frameworks, okay? Today is all about how to simplify your message to actually get it out there. You know, the biggest problem I see people face is being able to create the content. You know, and it's sometimes it's about being nervous on camera and putting yourself out there and wondering what your friends are gonna think. I'm a prime example of that. But anyway, you know, obviously after time you'll get better and better, but to make this way easier on you, we're gonna come up with some frameworks here. Okay, not only can frameworks help you with your sales funnel, they can help you with your automation, your emails, they can help you with your message and creating content. And you can really use frameworks for just about anything in your business. And if you follow them, you'll get to the destination. It's like having a map, and your destination is Washington, D.C. I don't know if I would go there if I were you right now. It's kind of crazy there. But I'm in Boise, Idaho. If I was going to Washington, D.C., let's say San Diego. I used to live there. San Diego, doesn't matter. We're going to San Diego. On the way, we'll have stops. And what that means is on the way, on your framework, you're going to have pieces that you elaborate on, places where you slow down. Okay, it's not a hook, story, offer, you know, bang, 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 and you're done. You still got a journey to the destination. So along that journey, there's stops. But the framework is your map. It's your guide. It's your set point. Okay, so number one is hook. That's the first part of creating content. But let's actually start here. Your RMS, your refined marketing statement. Okay, your refined marketing statement is actually one of the most important things that you can have before you even begin doing your marketing. Okay, and in order for you to have a good, compelling message to people that you actually want to attract into your business, you have to know who they are. You can't just know what you want to sell and then start creating content around it. You have to look into the minds, you have to peer into the souls of those people that you want to serve at a high level. You know, you need to know who they are as far as what are their interests, what are their values, what are their desires, what are their frustrations, what keeps them up at night. You know, are they family oriented, or are they single and business oriented? Are they young? Are they old? What are their styles in regards to clothing? I wear a lot of black. In my own example, I love plants. I'm very spiritual. So I have a different message that communicates directly to me. Okay. Now your message is, let's say for somebody that is looking for a keto diet, because it doesn't matter. Used to have a keto business thing. It wasn't even a business. But my target is probably going to be younger, because people that are younger are more open to diets like keto and are easier to maintain by a younger demographic. Okay, now it's going to be both male and female, but you know, they're probably already gym enthusiasts. Somebody that's overweight and hasn't been to the gym in a while isn't going to want to take on a diet that cuts out all the stuff they love. You know, so you gotta make this process for the right people. And then again, in my example, and I'll show you this in my hook or in my RMS, how I use this for my own business. Okay, the RMS, refined marketing statement. So you can write this down. I help blank. Okay, that's your who. Your who is your customer, your ideal client, who you really want to attract. I help my customer, whoever that is, get what? So what do they want? What do they want is their desire. What's their desire? What do they really want? You know, what do they want more than anything that you can help them with? For example, you know, my customer is going to be agency owners, consultants, course creators, coaches, anybody that wants to basically scale their efforts, that wants more clients in their industry. What do they want? They want more clients. And be a little bit specific with this. Back to the keto example. Those people want to look good. They want to be healthy. And again, you need to know this part. If it is keto, are they after looks or are they after health? Those are two different audiences. You starting to catch on here? Okay, so they want more leads. What are their frustrations? The old way, okay? So I help audience get what is it that they desire without old way, okay? So what's the old way that they've been doing it? What has held them back in the past? What have they tried that didn't get them results? So for example, agency owners or consultants or whatever, maybe it's DMing people, going into people's inboxes and throwing them their pitch. Hey, you should buy my stuff. But what's the frustration around that? And then ask, why is that frustration real? So for example, if you are sending DMs to people trying to get their business, I'm sure your frustration is, one, it takes a lot of time. Number two, you're kind of nervous about it. Number three, when you do get a reply, most likely it's because they're mad. Number four, nobody really replies to that. And it works. It works. But there's a lot of frustration around that, and that's the old way of doing it in regards to what I sell. Okay, so look at what you're doing. So if it is keto, the old way of doing it may be paleo, maybe it's the Atkins diet, whatever it is, the old way, you're kind of throwing rocks at it. You're like, oh, that sucks. Don't do that anymore. And then what's your way? Okay, so I help who get desire without old way, or even if old way, through your way. Now, your way is the method. It's not the actual product or mechanism. Like let's say your course is 30-day keto masterclass. Okay, that's not your way. That's not your way or the new way. There's a method. Keto is the method. Webinars for me is the method, not DMing people. It is webinars. Okay. Keto is the method. So I help agency owners get more clients without DMing people through webinars. Do you see how that works? That is my RMS. I help audience get whatever their desire is without, or even if, old way of doing things through new way, the new path. Okay? So now that we've got that figured out, because in order to create good content that's compelling and sells, you need to know this. Okay? The first, and I have two for you. The first content framework is hook, story, offer. So let's talk about your hook. Now that you know exactly who you're targeting, your hook needs to be something that's almost dog whistling. Okay? And what I mean by dog whistle is, with those little whistles that you can blow and the dog hears it, but no other human can hear it, and they come. But it's made for dogs. So, it's like you creating your whistle for your ideal client, but it's through your words and something bold that catches their attention. So, if it were me and I was trying to create a good hook for agency owners specifically, I would say, what do most agency owners do wrong when sending DMs to prospects? So not only does that identify that it's for agency owners, but it identifies the frustration. And so if you say, oh, I'm an agency owner, and yeah, that fucking sucks, excuse my language. I do cuss once in a while, so if you're watching my content, you're going to get the real me. But yeah, that sucks. Then, now that you've caught their attention and they know that it's for them, they'll keep reading or they keep watching, and this goes for your writing, this goes for your videos, this goes for your whole process. Now that you've got your hook, and your hook, like I said, you can ask a question. You could say, how to X without Y. So that's just a framework. Again, how to X without Y. Let me move this a little bit for you guys. Maybe you can see a little better. Okay, so how to X without Y. So how to attract more clients without DMing prospects. You know, how to, and you got to be very careful with the way you say things. You can't make income claims. You can't say things like lose this amount of weight, and you can't set a time frame of amount of days. You know, you need to stay updated on the Facebook policies in order to really do your ads the right way and make your hooks so that they pass, so that you don't get flagged and your ad accounts get shut down. So be very careful. Don't make income claims. Try to, you know, beat around the bush, but also leave an impact that the prospect knows that it's for them and will want to continue. So story. Okay, so how to X without Y is your hook. Now you go into your story, and like I said, you can ask a question on your hook. Now that I've caught your attention, now that then I'll go into my story. So my story is going to be basically your epiphany. What was that journey that you took that they might be relating to in this moment, because they're here now and they want to get over here. So what was that journey from here to here? Tell that story in between. Don't be too long and boring, because no one wants to hear your story, but apply it in a way that they are able to actually gain some value from it. They're able to say, wow, that's me, but okay, I can use that moving forward. I want to learn more. So in my story, in the beginning, I started building sales funnel. I did it for 2 years and never really got by, and was barely able to get by. I would close a deal and I would eat for that month, and that was it, month to month to month. And then one day, I was invited. I was in this group on ClickFunnels, and I met an amazing guy that sent me out to San Diego. Went out to San Diego on a flight, canceled my return flight home, and actually made San Diego my home. I went to Tennessee to meet or to go to the Funnel Hacking Live event, where I had this huge inspiration, this huge epiphany. My eyes were open so wide with all those people there chasing their dreams. And not only that, but I met one of my biggest clients. We went on to do $2.5 million in 9 months. But in order for me to do that, I went through some of the best content that I'd ever gotten my hands onto. And what I learned was that by having frameworks, creating content, providing goodwill, and making things simple, and then also having an online strategy or online sales process, I could not only do this for clients, but I could do this for myself. Okay, I figured out that you don't have to be flashy. I figured out that you don't have to have this long ass webinar in order to get sales. You just have to be relatable. You have to provide value, goodwill, and show them that you can actually help them. Prove it up front, results in advance. And you're going to hear this a lot because it's kind of what everybody's saying now, I feel like. But it's the truth. You see the power in that. So now that you heard my story, I went on this journey. I met this guy. We did $2.5 million in 9 months because of webinars. That's where I was going with that. I learned how to build webinars. Learned how to build automated webinars. The back end, the front end, all of it connects. It does all your analytics. It's such a cool process that I've been able to simplify. Okay, and in the 3-step video series, I'm going to show you just how that works. Go to callwithshane.com. You'll get access to that instantly. It's number 1 is your message, number 2 is your sales funnel, and 3 is your automation. Okay, so now that we've covered your story or your journey to success, now we've got our offer. Okay, now our offer is that thing that we want to present to people. So, and I've made my offer a couple times already. You'll hear callwithshane.com. This is a bonus tip. Try to find a domain that's easy to remember. Because I've said callwithshane.com a few times now, you can remember that. You don't even have to click on the link below this video, which you can get the 3-part video series for free. You can go to callwithshane.com on Google, type that in, and because you've remembered it, it's easy to remember. You don't have to have, yourbusinessname.com. It's not about your domain at all. Although if you can relate it to what you're trying to, what your offer is, then better, right? But don't rack your brain. Just keep it short and simple to remember. Okay, but your offer, now you make your offer. Now that you've caught their attention, you told them the story of the journey of success that brought you to where you're at now, and you're kind of implementing or giving that offer subliminally in your story. Now you make the offer. Now that you say, okay, so I've got an amazing 3-part video series that you can get right now by going to callwithshane.com. That's callwithshane.com. Okay? Callwithshane.com. Now, when you go there, you get X, Y, and Z. Here's the benefits. You're actually going to get some bonuses, and that's it. So this goes for your ads as well as your email content. You can, when you're writing your ads, you can do hook, story, offer. You can also do hook, value, offer, which is my favorite. So we're going to be, and I would try both, okay? But do both, tell your story, but also do some value. So when you do your value, you could, when you think of the value that you want to give, and this is why creating content frameworks is so important, is because if you can identify what these 3 things are, okay, so your prospect is here at the very beginning, and they need to get to this smiley face. It's that map that we were talking about from getting from Boise to San Diego. Now, in order for me to get from Boise to San Diego, depending on which route I wanted to take, I would probably go the California coastline just because it's way more beautiful. I'm going to have to go through Oregon. Okay, and then I'm going to go through Northern California, but I want to stop in the Redwoods. Okay, and then on the way, I will have to pass through San Francisco, so maybe I'll stop. But those are, and that might be a bad example, but what my point is you need to have 3 to 5 core elements that actually, that are in the process of getting what they want. So in order for my agency owners to get more clients, first they need to identify their who and create a message around that. Number 2, so that would be the first pillar. The second pillar, so first pillar is content. Second pillar, and we got to simplify. So keep thinking about these things. Simplify. Number 1 is content. Number 2 is sales funnels. And number 3 is automation. Okay, the ads, I think come as a result of after that is all in place. But you've got your content funnel automation. Okay. Now, now that we have that, though, we have 3 core pillars that we can now dissect. Because Oregon was a stop, or because content is my first pillar, one of my topics now is RMS. In order for me to find my customer and speak to them, I need to know my RMS, so I can create content around that. So that's one piece of content, or maybe a few, depending on how you dissect it. I kind of went into more than I thought I would, but or let's say it is Oregon. I wanted to see maybe stop at a dispensary, whatever it is. But there's stops on each of those pillars. So now content, sales funnel, I could talk about outline, I could talk about psychology, I could talk about copy, I could talk about VSLs. Do you see how the content, I'm coming up with ideas. These are ideas. Now that you have the ideas, you can implement these frameworks. Ideas, frameworks. So go RMS, ideas, framework. Now you got your simple content frameworks. Okay, now again with, mine is content webinars. See, now that I'm speaking about it, and this is what you need to do. You really need to write it down first. You're not going to get it right immediately. Start creating content, and then you'll really start to identify what it is that you need to say in order to get that customer to your page, to sign up, to book a call with you, or to buy your course, or whatever it is that you're selling. But this is a refinement. So is your RMS. You're constantly refining. Who are you talking to? What do they really want? What is their biggest frustrations? Write them all down. And then number 4 is your way. And that's all you're selling is webinars. So, like as I'm standing here, I'm figuring out that content, webinars, and see, in the next video, I'm actually going to get back to you. I'm going to tell you what mine is, and I'm going to solidify that, because I was thinking it was content, sales funnels, and automation, which isn't a bad one. I can create content on all that. I'm good at all those things. But I also know how to do ads and webinars. Webinars is what I'm selling, so maybe webinars needs to be a pillar. Now, don't worry about getting it perfect up front, but you need to start with this process. Do your research. What do they want? What are their desires? Who are they? What are their frustrations? And then create content around that material using these frameworks, okay? Hook story offer or hook story value. And then you've also got your 3 pillars, 3 to 5 pillars. What are those main steps they have to take in order to get the result that you are helping them achieve? And then go deep on those to find ideas and subjects to cover in your content. And then that's basically it. So, you give your attention catching headline or your call out of who you're trying to attract into the video. Do you struggle with gaining leads? If you do, then you're going to listen. Watch this video, and then you go into your story, your value, and then your offer. Your offer is go to callwithshane.com. If you want my free 3-part video series, it's going to talk about how to find your message and speak to your customer directly. You're going to see how to simplify your funnel for higher opt-ins and more sales. And then number 3 is your automation to bring people back and follow up automatically. So go to callwithshane.com. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like. It helps the algorithm, all that bullshit. So it is important to me. I do want to grow my channel. If you do find it valuable, then I would love a like. If not, no worries. Also, leave a comment. Maybe this is an assignment for you. What's your RMS? Or what are your 3 pillars? Or what is your favorite framework? Hook, story, offer, or hook, value, offer? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.